So next up is question 8.12, similar to 8.11. Solve the problem illustrated in example 8.10 using the Henderson-Hasselbalch equation. So let us go back here to 8.10. So let's see, this was a variation of the previous one where they just said we're going to double the concentration of the conjugate acid, I believe it was. Nope, of the acid. And then the conjugate base's concentration remains the same. So let's apply this Henderson-Hasselbalch equation to it. All right, so we've got the pH equals the pKa plus the log of the concentration of the conjugate base divided by the concentration of the acid, the weak acid. Okay, so remember that pKa means the negative log of Ka. So negative log of Ka. So here that was 1.8 times 10 to the fifth. 1.8 times 10 to the negative fifth, plus the log of, so the concentration of the conjugate base was 1.00 times 10 to the negative 1. They don't put their units there. I want to put my unit. And then double that was the concentration of, I'm sorry, I was paying attention to this and putting these in the wrong places. The conjugate base concentration goes up here, so that should be the 1 times 10 to the negative 1, and then this one should be the 2. Okay, so putting that in the calculator the same way as we did before. Should I show that to y'all? Will you think I'm lying if I just say it's 4.44? Let's see how quickly I can do this. All right, where's my cursor? So negative log, and our Ka is 1.8 times 10 to the negative 5 plus the log of 1.00 times 10 to the negative 1 divided by 2.00 times 10 to the negative 1. Close that parenthesis. 4.44. We're going with 3 sig figs. Why are we going with 3 sig figs? Oops. Well, they went with 3 sig figs. This hydronium ion concentration had 3 sig figs. Oh, we're working it differently. Let me look at this and think about this. We've got 2 sig figs. Division here, we've got 3 sig figs and 3 sig figs because we have trailing zeros but a decimal point's involved. So this answer should be 3 sig figs. This answer should be 2 sig figs. And then when we add them up, we're supposed to go with the one that is shorter. That's how I always thought of it. I'm going to go ahead and write 4.44, but we would need to actually see what this number came up to and what this number came up to. Let me give a quick little mini review. So if we had, let's say, 1.23, and we were adding it to 4.567, our answer would not go past the hundredths. So it'd be 7975. So we would stop right there. We'd look here. That's 5 or greater. So this would round up to 0 and then 8 and then 5.80. So technically that's how we should determine sig figs for this. I don't know that anybody's instructor cares though. So you'll want to check with your instructor. All right, don't forget that in the lower right-hand corner is settings, and you can slow down the playback speed if I went too quickly.